Hello everyone, welcome to a DSP video. In this video, we're going to be covering Ask the King. So, first I want to say this. So let's take a look here. This is the Ask the King we're going to be looking at. I looked down here because I was getting ready to start at the right timestamp, and he says, in 2 minutes in, how to get your questions answered on the next show. And I looked at that and I was like, wait a second, I don't fucking remember this. I go to an old Ask the King, like the last Ask the King he did, before this one, and there's no part. There's no part in, that has a how to get your questions asked segment. He has improved the begging segment in Ask the King. Amazing, right? So we'll watch that. We'll watch that. We'll watch a little bit of this. If it gets a little too, ridiculous, we'll get to the next fucking question.
Your questions answered right here on Ask the King. Well, there's multiple ways you can do it. Number one, my forums, the kingofhate.com forums. On the forums, there's already a thread up for the next episode, which, by the way, I already have a tentative date. It's going to be June 29th, 2017. So if you watch this show, you're like, man, I'd like to maybe get my question answered on the next show. There's already a thread where you can post up your questions, and I'll be reviewing that, and those will be the questions in contention for the next show, okay? Twitter. At They Call Me DSP. Earlier today, I tweeted up that I was accepting questions. I got a bunch in, and I picked the ones that I felt were the best for this week's show, or this month's show. So Twitter is an opportunity. But the absolute best way to make sure that you get your questions answered is right here, pledging to my Patreon at patreon.com/darksidephil. If you head over there, you'll see there's a perk level. It's actually the $20 perk level. If you pledge $20 or more between now and the next episode of Ask the King,
next episode,
you're going to get your question answered for sure. And there's actually 3 people in particular who pledged that level and asked a question to get it answered on today's show, so they're going to get their question answered
3 people
on this episode, all right? So
3 people! That's a massive drop. Because last time, wasn't it like a good number of people who were patrons? Now it's just 3 people. That is a huge decrease, if you ask me. But let's continue.
Posting, Twitter, or pledging to Patreon, and that's a guarantee that you'll get your question answered. All right. So yeah, pretty cool. I'm happy to be back and be doing another Ask the King. I love doing this show. I was actually sad I didn't get to do it for a while, but now here we go. Okay.
Okay.
Quick update. If you look above me, that's right, there's a new link, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yay, more links.
Since the last time I did Ask the King, I've launched my Teespring merchandise store. And if you've been watching my live streams recently, you'll have seen different merchandise and stuff from the Teespring store. Some pretty cool logos, artwork.
Oh, yeah.
It's available on mugs, t-shirts, sweatshirts, even women's style shirts are there.
Women's style?
In some cases, there's different stickers and stuff. Pretty cool stuff that you could check out over there. I like it. I've been wearing that stuff in recent videos. In fact, the only reason I'm not wearing one of those shirts is because they're in the wash right now. But some good stuff, and that directly helps me to
pay my bills
as a job. All right, so please consider checking out the store in your free time. And
it's kind of weird when he's like because when you usually have like ways to donate, you should just say like people like, yeah, you know, paying me here supports me and keeps me continuing this. I guess it's never mind. I take that back. I was gonna slam him for saying right there, but that's a nitpick. So I'm like, I take that back. I retract that. So there you go.
All right, all right, folks. Without further ado, let's get into the questions for this episode of Ask the King. Here we go. So,
all right, let's look at the question. Not how. Have I considered a data entry job? Data entry job. For me, no, I have not. There you go.
Like I said, we're going to start off with a few patron VIP questions. There's 3 patrons in particular who posted up questions that I feel would be beneficial, or would be interesting, is what I meant to say. All right, here we go.
Beneficial.
So first off, 2 questions from Vera. First question that she asked, she says, do you think that you could do something like freelance data entry during your free time? For a long time, I worked a low-wage job, not just a...
What the fuck? What? Come on.
Interesting is what I meant to say. All right, here we go. So first off, 2 questions from Vera. First question that she asked, she says, do you think that you could do something like freelance data entry during your free time? For a long time, I worked a low-wage job, not just a...
Are you fucking kidding me? Wow. Wow, fucking great internet.
For this episode of Ask the King. Here we go. So, like I said, we're going to start off with a few patron VIP questions. There's 3 patrons in particular. Interesting is what I meant to say. All right, here we go. So first off, 2 questions from Vera. First question that she asked, she says, do you think that you could do something like freelance data entry during your free time? For a long time, I worked a low-wage job, not just a part-time job, but 8 hours and 6 days per week, and I would do that in my spare time. I generally tried to do my schedule where I would do 4 hours of data entry every day after work and 8 hours on my day off. It wasn't too much more money, but it was enough to keep me afloat until I could find a better job. I really don't know if it's the same where you live, but it seems like you could do it fairly easily with your current schedule and make a fair bit of extra money. You'd also be able to do it 100% from home, and the job mostly consists of just entering data, so I know you'd be smart enough.
I know you'll be smart enough.
Yeah, there's been a lot of suggestions over the past couple of months since the YouTube ad revenue crash, and since everyone realized that YouTube, literally everyone on YouTube who does a living on YouTube is making like half as much as they were.
YouTube revenue crash.
Lost 250 of their top ad revenue companies because of the whole situation, which I'm not going to go into here because I've talked about it already in other vlogs and the like. Everyone at this point is looking for a way to make ends meet. For me...
No shit, everyone does. I mean, okay, but...
The adoption of switching to a more stream-focused...
Stream-focused. Gotta focus on that stream.
...has worked, and I've seen a large increase in revenue that I'm making on Twitch, which is good, because if I could keep it at the level it's at, it looks like I may be able to make ends meet and be able to afford all my bills and not have a crisis here, alright?
A crisis.
But that's a big if. I have to keep it at the level I've had for the past month and a half, which is tough, because especially when there's not new releases or anything, you rely on that core fan base of people who are coming out every single day, and when it's the same people who are on stream every day, you can't expect the same people to be shelling out money for cheers or...
But he expects his fans to do cheers, Twitch subs, Patreon, and Teespring. He expects that, because when people try to pull their pledges from Patreon to do cheers because they might like the more flexibility that they have with Twitch, maybe, and that's why they cancel their pledge. They might not like the money that they're locked into. Maybe they like paying a little more frequently, all that kind of stuff. And then he says, no, don't pull out a Patreon. I need that money. I need Patreon. So it's like, but you're getting their money through cheers, and, why don't you try to, have Patreon for your dedicated fans, and then have Twitch be more for your streaming fans, like, people who just want to donate that way. But he just comes up as the kind of guy that wants people to go to every revenue of money and give that and give it to them that way. I know, he's trying to be a little more, nice about it, oh, I understand that I can't expect people to keep giving me money, but it doesn't seem legit or genuine when he's begging people not to stop donating on Patreon. It's just weird. But I like how that's not even part of the question. The question was just, have you considered a data entry job? Yes or no? You can say no, and then you say, no, because, this and that. We don't have to hear fucking what's going on with YouTube.
Tips or resubbing to the channel.
Look at this.
So it is difficult. What I need to try to do is bring in more viewers to my streams every day.
That's not the question.
Which I've been doing. In fact, I've been getting dozens, if not more, of new followers.
But you're not doing anything. All you're doing is playing fucking games. That's all he's doing. Oh, I need to find ways to get people to come back to watching my streams, all this stuff. But all he does is play fucking video games. He doesn't do anything... oh, excuse me. He doesn't do anything... time investing. He doesn't do a lot of work. I mean, the only work he does is start up a stream and play video games. Okay, that's fine, but if you're gonna try to get people to come back, just playing video games isn't enough. You have to do more than that. And he hasn't tried anything. He didn't try putting the green screen back. If he took the time to, work on the green screen, trying to make it fit in his office, maybe rearrange his office or something, okay, I could believe that. Doing little experimental things here and there would work. But he's not doing that at all. He's not doing any work to change or improve his current setup.
Every day that I'm streaming, the new referral, not referral, but hosting system, I think has helped tremendously in that regard.
Oh, of course.
And I'm actually hoping that as we move into more new releases this year, that it'll be a good thing. So the good news is, folks, in regards to the crisis at hand, the crisis may be under control if you guys keep supporting me on stream. But
the crisis might be under control, guys. Just keep giving me your money.
Vera's suggestion about data entry and or other kinds of those jobs, I mean, yeah, I'm sure that maybe I could get a job like that. Then again, it's probably competitive, meaning there's probably a lot of people who want to earn that kind of money from home for minimal amount of conscious thought. The problem with me...
What the fuck? He kind of, like, shat on people then. He's like, well, people that want that job without get paid that without conscious thought. No job is fucking simple, Phil. Every job is hard.
With something like that would be my schedule. And what I mean by that is, I'll give you some perspective. I wake up in the morning between 9 and 10 a.m., alright?
I thought you don't wake up early, though. Remember when, during E3, when he was complaining about how Microsoft's press conference is at 9 a.m. his time, and he can't get up? Oh, but now he gets up at that time. Okay.
I usually get up, either, shower, whatever I need to do, have breakfast, wake up, do chores around the house, whatever needs to be done. Then
but I thought you shower like once a week or something. I mean, I'm pretty sure he said how often he showers, and it's not every day. He's pretty clear about that too. Like when you look at his hair, it's all over the place. Then he'll say like, well, the reason why. Then or sometime in the week, he'll be like, well, the reason why my hair looks really funny today is because I showered last night, dude. So, yeah, I don't think he showers every day.
For the stream starting around roughly 11 a.m., the stream's usually up and running by 11:30. That stream then runs straight, right, with one little limited break until roughly 4 p.m., we'll say, okay, Pacific time. Then I'm uploading videos. I'm immediately heading downstairs and having dinner with my fiance, Leanna, usually.
But, like, you don't have to babysit your videos. You just upload them and you go off doing something else. When I upload videos, I have other tabs open, and I can do a lot of other shit. Sometimes I, go out. Sometimes I let my computer fucking upload it, and then I come back. And, if something happens to the upload, something happens to the upload.
Then we're cleaning up after dinner. Then I may have, at the most, a half an hour to an hour where I usually have maybe a little bit of free time before I start my second session of work and or...
I'm sorry, but there is a huge gap of time that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Like, if he stops at 4, let's say he stops at 4 p.m. his time, how long does... Like, how hard is it to upload videos? I don't think it's that time consuming. At most, I could see it being... At most, 30 minutes. Like, that's generous. 30 minutes is generous to upload all the videos, but it's very simple. Just do shift, click. I mean, naming them might be hard. Okay, give some time for that. But after that should take, like, let's say 5 o'clock generously. What is he gonna do? What's he gonna do after that? He eats dinner probably around 6 or 7 p.m. So what's he doing from 5 p.m. to 6 or 7 p.m.? He has an hour to do stuff. Then after dinner he has... I don't think it takes him 5 hours to eat food. I think that might be an hour. So 7, 8 o'clock he's done. So he has from 9 to midnight, basically. And he also goes to bed sometimes at 2 a.m. There's that too. He has a lot of fucking time.
Streaming where either I relax or I do something with Leanna or I do something around the house. You know what I mean? Like, that's a little bit of time where it's flexible.
Sure.
Then I'm right back to work, right? For another 2 to 3 hours at night. I'm either live streaming again at 7 p.m. or I'm doing, a offline kind of edited style video or whatever. And typically I work all the way up till almost 10 p.m. at night. Then I'm usually uploading videos or updating the schedule or whatever. Then, maybe I have to shower at night or whatever. It all depends. And then that's it. And then it's really my free time for the day. It doesn't start till after 10 p.m. at night. All right? That's my free time. And therein lies the problem is that's not a good time to start doing a job. You know what I mean? Like, I've already put in, I've been up.
People start to have jobs that start later than that, Phil. You really have a better luxury than most of these people who work third shifts at their retail jobs or whatever job that has a third shift. There's people who work harder than you, Phil. There's people who work from like 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. the next day. Yeah, but starting work at 10, ooh, let me tell you. Okay.
Since 9 to 10 in the morning, I've already put in a good 12, 13 hours to the day, to the working, and now I'm going to start data entry, and that's the problem, is I get the feeling I would probably screw it all up, or I'd be tired or whatever. Plus, that's
I'm afraid I'll screw it all up. While he said earlier that it's a job that requires no conscious thought or whatever. So is he saying that he's dumb? Is he saying that he has no conscious thought, even though he brags about having conscious thought and being valedictorian? Huh.
I get to spend usually with Leanna. I usually spend an hour or two with her before she goes to sleep, because she goes to work earlier in the morning. So usually that's our time to relax a little bit, talk about the day, watch some television or whatever before we head to sleep. So now that goes away, right? Now there's literally no relaxation time besides that half an hour or hour between my sessions. So that's what I mean. People say, "Oh, Phil, your schedule isn't demanding." Yeah, it is. Like, you don't seem to realize.
No, it's not. No, it isn't. No.
That what I do is actually very demanding. You're also not realizing things like having to constantly not only monitor the videos uploading, but adding them to playlists, social media to keep everyone in the loop of what's going on, and constantly tweeting and all that. All that's part of it, and it's something that I have to do constantly. So my job is very time consuming. So people just seem to think there's this phantom free time that floats around.
Phantom time.
The only real free time I get is at night, right?
At night!
Now, keep in mind, I've changed my schedule recently. I used to do it where it was less streaming, and maybe you could argue, well, then I had more free time. That's true. That time's gone now. Now I'm working even longer hours so that I can have one day a week off to actually spend with my fiance and get also, chores and errands and stuff done. And that's a necessary thing that has to happen at this point. I mean, we were at the point where we didn't even have enough time to do our errands during the week. We had no time together.
Oh, what? What? But you said that, we go out every week to do errands and all this stuff, and they've done it for fucking months before, years. Then he said, this day off is so that we can relax and not do any errands, because they do errands, like, during the week or whatever. Now he uses his day off to do fucking errands? Then it's not a fucking day off. It's not what you said it is then. You fucking liar.
Ridiculous. We had to mix it up and change it up. And so far, it seems to be working pretty good. So,
yeah, okay.
I like the suggestion. I mean, this is a good suggestion, if worse comes to worse, right? But unfortunately, right now, I just don't have time to do, like, a side job.
Worse has come to worse. You're begging for money every day. Worse has come to worse. Go back and watch your fucking begging vlogs. If it's not worse has come to worse, then you're fucking overselling your situation then.
Where is the time going to come from magically to do this? And even the free time I have right now is late at night, where I'd already be tired and probably be prone to making errors and do a shitty job at the job.
Oh, yeah, sure, okay. Okay, whatever.
So that's why right now I'm really not considering anything like that. I have to maximize the utilization of the time that I have during the day, right? I have to make the most out of my streams. I have to make the most out of my videos. I have to make the most out of everything. So, I understand a lot of people say, "Oh, well, Phil, your vlogging's really been lacking recently." You're right. But that's because my vlogging barely makes any money and doesn't really do anything business-wise for me. I got to focus on the things that are doing well. So, making YouTube videos, doing productive streams where people are coming out and participating, that's the kind of stuff I have to focus on now, and not making a big vlog that takes me all night to make, and I put it out and it gets a few thousand views and I make $5 on it. That's not going to keep me doing this as a job, you know what I mean?
But you have people on Patreon, you have people on Twitch, you have Teespring. Wouldn't more money be more beneficial?
Same thing here. Trying to do a side job to make a few extra bucks probably isn't a productive use of time, when in reality I could be working more on the things that I'm doing that are being productive and making money right now. So, okay. Second question from Vera. Do you think that the PS Vita is worth getting for someone that doesn't own a PS3 or PS4? It seems to have some good games, but not many of them. I'm also sort of turned off by the memory system that they use, which is much more... What is our fucking chopper out?
Okay, well, I'm gonna read the question. Is the PS Vita worth a buy in 2017? Honestly, in my opinion, not really, unless you're into, like, JRPGs and, like, those kind of games. But honestly, I don't think it's worth it for me. I wanted, like, don't get me wrong, I wanted a fucking Vita when it was announced. I was, like, I was really interested in it. I liked, Metal Gear, the Metal Gear HD collection that I could take on the go. But I just like my 3DS more, and I think it's more worth it to buy a 3DS or just get the Nintendo Switch. The Vita, I think it's for a very specific group of people. Personally, if you like the Vita, hey man, it's all on you. But I just don't think it's worth it, in my opinion.
Wait, I'm gonna have a fucking SWAT team come in my window any second here. What the fuck? No, we're actually
swatting.
At the airport, so it's common to hear this kind of shit. Just this one sounds really close. All right.
Next to an airport.
So I'm also sort of turned off by the memory system they use. This is much more expensive per gigabyte than the similar styles of flash memory out there. Seems like having a PS3 or PS4 and being able to use the pairing and stream.
Well, if you're buying the memory cards from Sony, they are expensive. You just have to go third party and find them cheaper. But whatever. I mean, I get that criticism too.
Features would be the biggest appeal for the system. I'm gonna be honest with you, Vera. There's absolutely no reason for anyone out there to buy a PS Vita anymore. This was a completely failed system by Sony, which I said at launch it was going to be a failed system, and everyone criticized me and said, but Phil, it's going to have great graphics. But Phil, it's almost going to be PS3 quality stuff. What are you talking about? It's going to have integration with the PS3, and then later on, oh, it'll have integration with the PS4. It's going to be the most amazing handheld ever made. And I said, the price is too expensive. No one wants portable games that look amazingly, high definition, because you're staring at a fucking screen, and it's all going to come down to what games actually come out for the
Nobody wants high definition graphics because you're going to be looking at a screen. What? Then any console, a home console, a PC gaming should not have good graphics because you have to look at a screen.
If it has viability because of that. And the problem is that the 3DS has a much, a much wider and just better line of games. And the PS Vita, within 2 to 3 years of launch, completely failed, and no one's buying it anymore. It's dead. It's dead. The only thing the PS Vita really has utilization for anymore is if you have a PS4 already. Most PS4 games have what's called remote play. So what that means is, let's say you have your PS4 in one room, but you want to go relax on the couch in the living room, but you still want to kind of maybe play a game. For example, maybe you're grinding in an RPG, right? You can grind on your PS Vita, remote playing up to your PS4, while you have you're somewhere else in your house, okay?
But remember, the Nintendo Switch having portability is it's fucking retarded and stupid and a waste of time. No one wants that, but they do want it for the PlayStation Vita though. If you buy the PlayStation Vita, that's why you want it. But if you're gonna buy the Switch for that, you're a fucking idiot.
Then it's not great, because I have it and I've used it, and it disconnects frequently. It has low quality, it locks or pixelates or whatever, the data isn't great. So it all depends on your wireless connectivity and the speed of your internet as well. But sometimes when it works pretty well and it's pretty useful. But outside of that, there's no reason. The game lineup is terrible for the Vita. It's mostly, ports of PS3 games and or games that you should have played on a console already. It doesn't get a lot of original titles at all. It's a failed experiment for exactly the reasons I said. People didn't want to dump ridiculous amounts of money into a portable system just to get great graphics, when in reality people aren't looking for great graphics on a portable system. They're looking for games. Good, quick games that are fun. And
why not both?
The other thing is, mobile devices, ladies and gentlemen, this is where the entire market has now gone. The entire market has gone to iPhones, to Droid, to Samsung phones, to all these phones where it's just a real quick game where you can play for, a little bit, and it's as a time killer.
No one likes fucking phone games. Children love it, sure. I don't play fucking games on my phone. Look how many games I have. I have, none. None, unless you count, like, fucking Snapchat. That's a fucking game. I don't have any games. Actually, I have Pokemon Go, so never mind. I fucked myself there, but still, it's not this cannot compete with fucking 3DSs. No one goes to fucking GameStop and is like, oh, shall I buy a 3DS? No, I'm gonna go buy an iPhone. An iPhone is as expensive as fucking, as a fucking Vita, if not more than that. So this argument is fucking moot.
You could do it as you're doing other stuff. It doesn't have to be a main focus of your time. Portable gaming is changing dramatically. Why do you think Nintendo is now making games for these, right? Because
Nintendo isn't making the fucking games, you dummy. Like Niantic, I think, does Pokemon Go. That's not fucking Nintendo. Nintendo is just licensing games for the fucking phones, and a lot of the stuff that's going on with the phones of Nintendo are connecting to their fucking consoles. It's not to replace or to like, oh, this fucking idiot.
Realized, oh shit, even with the 3DS, you know, being the leader in the market for mobile gaming, it's going away, and they've seen that massive.
How is it going away? The reason why it's declining in sales is because people already bought it. Does Phil think people just buy the same console over and over and over and over and over if they really like it? That's fucking stupid. Come on.
The 3DS has had in the past 2 to 3 years, and they're realizing that there is a movement of people to their mobile devices that they already have. Why the hell would you pay hundreds of dollars for a portable game system when you have one already, and most of the games are free to play?
Well, then how come did they make the Switch portable then? Why did they make the Switch portable if mobile games are the new big thing? Oh, that... because it isn't.
See what I mean?
See what I mean?
I wouldn't recommend a Vita at all. I think a Vita would be a complete waste of money for what it is. If you're going to get a portable system, it's got to be a 3DS, or, sorry, there's games on here that are pretty damn good at this point. I play many different mobile games on my phone, and I don't spend a dime on them.
Or the
they're
Switch.
fun as hell to play, and, you know, yeah, they're time wasters, time killers, but usually, like I said, the time at night when I'm usually maybe relaxing and watching some television, I have a game going that really doesn't take much conscious thought, and I get progress in the game, even though I'm not really focusing on it. So it all works out.
That's fucking stupid. Then what? That. Oh god. Oh my god. I want to hear that again.
Waste of money for what it is. If you're going to get a portable system, it's got to be a 3DS, or, sorry, there's games on here that are pretty damn good at this point. I play many different mobile games on my phone, and I don't spend a dime on them, and they're fun as hell to play, and, you know, yeah, they're time wasters, time killers, but usually, like I said, the time at night when I'm usually maybe relaxing and watching some television, I have a game going that really doesn't take much conscious thought, and I get progress in the game, even though I'm not really focusing on it.
But people don't play games to not think. The whole reason why people play fucking video games is they enjoy a challenge. It's like buying a fucking puzzle or whatever. They get a nice story, they get like great gameplay and all this stuff, and that's why people like the 3DS. They have a lot of games that cater to that. Why would you want a game that's like, oh, tap the screen, you win? Like, that's fucking boring. That's really fucking boring. And part of me is getting kind of triggered by this because it's so fucking. It's just. He can't be a real gamer if this is his mentality. If he likes games that takes no conscious thought, you are not a gamer. I'm sorry if that sounds elitist or anything, but you can't just... No.
So it all works out, okay? Alright, next question. This one is from Dooley2684, and he says, recently I watched a new show on Netflix called...
Hold on, let's see the question. Thoughts on bullying, cyberbullying, and advice on how to handle it. Oh my god. This is gonna be a crazy thing. My thoughts on that kind of stuff is it sucks. It really sucks for the victims of it. I don't think it's a very tough situation because there's really no right answer almost, because if you tell an adult the bully's gonna bully you more. If you try to stand up for the bully, that could also backfire. But I mean, or ignoring them might also backfire as well. It's just you have to kind of tolerate it, I guess, and that is a shitty answer. Cyberbullying I think is a little bit more of a nuisance. Yeah, you can always but that's why you have a block feature. Like I had people that were kind of annoying me, and I didn't really appreciate them, and I blocked them. Then that's fine. Everyone kind of gives shit on DSP for blocking people, but I think it's fine that he blocks people he doesn't he doesn't want to see. He has every right to do that. I just think that he blocks people too readily and too quickly. I block people if they just keep if they keep at it. If it's something that's an ongoing thing or constant, and it's I had enough, I block them. But it's just but even that isn't necessarily an answer, because they could always get around that on top of that. Like, they can get around a block, obviously, but you know, you just kind of have to not let it get to you, to a degree. Like you know, you have to. It's really hard. It's a very hard fucking situation, and it sucks that it happens. But you know, I don't know what else to say. I'm not a pro person to ask about this. I don't. It's really fucking hard to answer that question.
13 reasons and why that tackles quite heavy topics like suicide and bullying. One of the things
13
I respect
reasons.
most about you is
Okay.
that you have to deal with bullying on a daily basis.
I saw like one episode and I booked it. It was so fucking hammy. No, that's a terrible show.
Strong and try not to let it get to your head too much. Honestly, I can't even imagine how hard it must be to deal with all the kids who seem to be proud of trying to get you out of business and talk crap about you every single day. Is there anything you can say about the topic of cyberbullying? Maybe give some tips to young people who also have to deal with bullying, but maybe not have the same strength as like you do.
He has strength, yeah, guys. You just man.
Bullying is worse today than it's ever been. Because back then, when I was growing up, all right, it was the era of the burgeoning internet. The internet was just becoming commonplace. Yeah, people would, you know, there was instant messenger and you would go on AOL or whatever. It was nothing like today where there's social media and constant people who can be nasty attacking you behind your back or saying nasty shit. Or just starting group mentalities of bullying online, which
group
people,
mentalities.
It's anonymous, right? You're online. You're not in someone's face. Previously, to be a bully, you had to be in someone's face to bully them. So you're going to talk shit or you're going to push them around, you have to do it in person. So there's a risk there because you could get your ass beat. Now it's just all online. All cowards online doing it because they all feel that, oh, I'm protected by the immunity of the internet and I'm not immediately there with the person in my face. So I could say whatever I want. No one's going to do anything about it, right?
Well, you blocked me, Phil. Like, I went on his Instagram. I asked him a fair question about his fucking ring. I was like, okay, how can you afford a ring, whatever. I might have, you know, I think I even brought up marriage, but he was like, oh, marriage is not the same as getting engaged, and then he blocks me. So I can't really talk to you, Phil, if you fucking block me that quickly over something so minimal. Like, he even blocked me on Twitter after I said that Street Fighter V is a fun game. I enjoyed Street Fighter V. I was like, yeah, I know Street Fighter V isn't that bad. Phil, I actually like the game. It's really good. I think you're just blowing it out of proportion, whatever, and then I get blocked for it. So, I guess that's bullying. Bullying him is saying Street Fighter V isn't as bad as people say it is.
It's a whole different friggin' animal today. And
you do the same fucking shit.
I really
look at this.
Sympathize and empathize because I go through cyberbullying all the time, right? With kids who are growing up today. My God, I can't imagine how bad it must be out there for kids now with the shit online. Because I put up with in-person bullying when I was growing up. I was bullied pretty badly in high school for about 2 years until I finally stepped up and I said, enough is fucking enough.
Yeah, I'm sure that happened. I'm sure Phil was like, okay, enough bullying, dude. Look, even, I saw like a picture of him when he was younger. Hold on, I'm gonna try to find it. Because, I think I know who has the picture. Ah, okay. Take a look at this. Does this look like a guy that gets bullied? When you see that face, does that look like a face of a kid who was bullied in school? No. This guy does not look like a victim of bullying. If anything, he looks like a bully. I know that's kind of shallow to say. That's kind of shallow to say like, oh yeah, he's a bully because of how he looks. But I mean, like look at that. He looks more like he's fit. He doesn't look like the kind of guy that gets bullied. Then compared to him now, this looks like a fucking sleazy asshole. But no, I really don't believe this fucking guy got bullied. That is a fucking that is a lie. If that's the case, then I guess I'm a bully. I mean, I bullied kids when I was a kid, dude. No, I don't get into this. We don't have to make this into a fucking contest. I fucking doubt he's a fucking that he was bullied. I fucking doubt it.
Basically fighting the bullies, and after I basically got into scuffles with a few of them, they cut the shit out.
Yeah, sure, that happened.
Outside of that, like, I mean, I understand how horrible it is. Now with the cyber aspect and people doing shit anonymously and stuff on the internet, oh my God, I mean, The thing is with me, now, yeah, you could say, oh, Phil's bullied. I want you to understand something. Personally, the shit that people say about me doesn't get to me at all. I mean, it's a joke, some of the stuff that people say about me. There's things people have made up and everything over the years. I don't give a fuck about what people say. The problem for me is...
He doesn't give a fuck. He goes on fucking rants when people say shit about him. Are you What?
When it becomes a slanderous thing that becomes kind of commonplace knowledge that's not true. And then it hurts me and my online image and my business. That's the worst part about this whole thing of
But people are taking what you said and said, look, this is what you said, and you're saying that's slanderous? So taking videos from your channel, showing your videos, showing your pre-streams, whatever, is slanderous and not you? So when the whole Pokemon Moon thing happened, when you had to apologize for that, that wasn't you? You didn't say that? Oh no, it's the context. Yeah, okay, whatever.
Online business and online presence is that I have no control over misinformation, right? When someone goes out there and says something completely crazy...
But, like, I just love the question. The question is, thoughts on this, and advice to handle it. Where's the advice?
Phil's a racist, right? And then they take out of context jokes from my playthroughs and make a racist montage or whatever that makes...
So you were joking about the whole thing about Alice being xenophobic, making slide remarks about how about Japanese culture, whatever. There's like tons of pre-streams about this, and I covered it in a video about Atlas. I don't, again, when I say that Phil's a racist, I'm not saying that he's a malicious kind of guy. I don't think he's like, you know, gonna be wearing a fucking Klan's outfit or anything. I don't think he's that fucking insane. I'm saying, when I say he's racist, I'm saying in the sense that he has a very stereotypical image or viewpoint of other races. Like, he generalizes, like, oh, the Japanese are these elitists kind of people because that's their culture. That kind of mentality is what I think is racist when he says that kind of shit. Watch his, like, Metal Gear Solid 1 about Mei Ling and all this stuff. Like, yeah, you know, you can kind of try to hide that behind as a joke, but it's just, it wasn't even funny, and when a racial joke isn't funny, it just comes off racist on top of that. Like, it's just, you have to be careful how you tell these kind of jokes. If the person doesn't think it's funny, they're gonna take it the wrong way.
He look bad because he just takes, out of 43,000 gameplay videos that I've done on DSP Gaming, they take 12 instances where I made a joke that was racial, and they act like it's a commonplace thing that I do all the time.
You do it all the time!
Say I'm a racist, right? Now, someone who doesn't know me sees that video, and all drama and kiddie shit on the internet, because let's face it, a lot of people who use the internet are kids, immature kids, who like to spread this kind of drama and kiddie shit nonsense.
What? Everyone who uses the internet are kids? What? What?
Adults don't give a fuck. Adults would see that and be like, this is fucking stupid. I'm not gonna watch this piece of shit. But it's these immature people see it.
Adults don't give a shit? Adults don't give a shit when they see that shit. So then explain why advertisers are pulling out of YouTube. I'm sure that they're fucking adults that run these companies, and they're pulling out because of racial reasons. Of like, well, our videos are on racist ads or whatever. They obviously give a fuck. Everyone gives a fuck. This whole mentality of like, oh, well, we shouldn't care about what people say that sounds racist. It's fuck. That's a slippery slope, if you ask me. Because if you start pushing this whole thing about we should not care about racist jokes or something, that opens the floodgates of actual racists allowed to have a platform that and they could, you know, spew their stuff and they say, oh, it's a joke. I'm not saying that that's what Phil's doing. I'm just saying like this whole mentality of like we shouldn't care is a fucking slippery slope that's not going to be necessarily beneficial. I don't think it's going to lead to the end of civilization, obviously, but like it's just obviously we do have to care about it because we don't want fucking offensive shit. I don't think, I'm not saying we need a safe space or anything. It's just there's a time and place for things. Like, it's goddamn DSP.
It's so fun. It's so cool to talk shit about people, and they spread it like wildfire. Now the video has 10,000 views, and there's all these.
Well, you talk shit about fucking Rambo. You talk shit about fucking Alpha Omega Sin. But if someone does that to you, it's wrong and it's bullying and it's kiddie shit. Yeah, okay, Phil.
People who never heard of DSP or Phil, but they think that I'm a racist because they saw this video, right? Now, I don't care, but the problem is that hurts my business because now newcomers who hear about me or see me aren't going to come watch my stuff because they think I'm a horrible person and I'm a racist.
Yeah, that's
And
why.
that's the problem with online cyberbullying is there's no protection against it. There's literally no law.
Like, honestly, sure, you could argue that maybe some of these videos do deter people away from Phil, but it's just kind of... He was losing views to begin with. I don't think he was ever going to like, continue being successful regardless. I just think he was losing views to begin with. And now he's trying to hide behind, oh, it's because I'm being bullied. That's why. People are saying this stuff about me. That's why they're leaving. It's like, no. I mean, like, that can only cover so many fucking viewers.
That says that people can't do that. There are, and you're not supposed to be able. That's slander. It's literally slander. It's illegal. But good luck finding a lawyer who's going to take up a court case about some kid who made a video and got 10,000 views, and now everyone thinks that you're a piece of shit, right? It's ridiculous. There's no protections against it. Right? In real life, if someone went out and started saying slanderous shit about someone, you could sue them. But as soon as it goes on the internet, all of a sudden it's like immunity. And it's so nuts, right?
It's nuts.
Do I have any advice? I mean, it's tough. I don't know. Like,
oh, here we go.
Like I said, when I was in school and I was bullied, I put up with it for about 2 years until I had enough. And then I finally fucking fought the bullies. And yeah, I got my ass beat in a lot of cases, but after a couple times fighting back, the bully just moved on. I said, well, this kid's going to fucking fight back. There's nothing I could do about it, and they moved on.
What? What? The bully was like, well, he's fighting back later. No! No, fucking... Dude, bullies are fucking, like... Dude, if you fight back, they're gonna fucking, like, go crazy, dude. They're gonna, like, fucking go harder on you. What? I fucking doubt that happened. Yeah, sure.
You can't do that in real life because, you know, I'm 6 feet tall. So the bullies, incidentally, the bullies were bigger than me. Yeah, there were some bigger kids.
7 foot, what? He's 6 foot tall. But there were bullies bigger than him. Were they 7 feet tall? There's 7 foot people walking around this earth around him? Oh, come on.
My high school. But, you know, I'm 6 feet tall. I can fight back. A lot of kids can't. You know, I understand. Especially if you're not big in stature. You weren't graced with a big physical presence, and you got bigger kids bullying you in real life. You gotta appeal to people who can help. Authority figures, right? You gotta make sure that people know.
Yeah, go to authority figures because nothing bad can happen. I mean, it might help, but it's not gonna necessarily go away.
What's going on, so it doesn't go to the extreme. There's always going to be hazing and bullying and stuff like that in certain aspects of your life, in different phases of your life. I've seen it in, you know, school. I've seen it in the Street Fighter scene when I was part of the competitive Street Fighter community. I've seen it everywhere.
Okay.
It's always going to exist.
Street Fighter
just as long as it doesn't get out of fucking hand. And that's when you need to speak up and basically make sure that people aren't getting physically or even
well, of course, if someone is getting to the point where like they're close to like severe shit, then yeah, you know, go to an authority figure, obviously. But if it's like, you know, stuff that is just, you know, whatever, you're gonna deal with it, because if you start to up the ante or like trying to go to seek authority figures, or when it's like the most mild bullying, it's gonna fucking increase. But if it, I don't fucking, I'm
repeatedly heard my stuff that's going on with
pro.
that kind of situation.
So
cyberbullying, I don't know, man. I don't even know what to say about it, because how do you stop it when there's no repercussions for what these fucking people do?
Block people.
Right? Those are the people who said negative shit about me. I don't know who the fuck they are. I've never said anything.
Block them. Block them.
About them. I don't even know who they are. You know, it's not like I've ever met them. It's not like I've ever done anything bad to them. They just decided out of the blue that I'm a bad person and they want to fucking hurt me. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like, you know, people are upset that he fucking took money for Project 7 and gave them nothing. Doesn't like how he treats his fans. Remember the Kingdom Hearts incident? Remember the Mortal Kombat X incident where he told people to spam his inbox? Remember that? Remember that, guys? But remember, guys, he was bullied. He was bullied. But when he told his fans on stream to go to that guy's inbox in Mortal Kombat X and flood his inbox over that guy asking Phil, why did he turn 10 to sub-only mode? He wanted his fans to go and flood his inbox. But that's not bullying. But it is bullying, Phil. People said that was bullying. What a fucking... Oh my god, man. Fuck you.
I literally don't know. 99% of the people who've ever slandered me, I don't know who the fuck they are. And I shouldn't care. I should just keep focusing on my own shit, right? But again, the problem is, how do you never address it when it becomes a commonplace thing for people to make these giant mass statements about you that are negative, and it hurts the business, right?
Hurts the business.
That's kind of the balance I've had to find. As you noticed.
But these people who are victims aren't running a business.
I started my new attitude of being more positive.
Yeah, okay.
With the viewer.
Okay.
If you haven't noticed, I've really almost never mentioned any of this negative shit. It's
what?
I absolutely have to for some reason.
Okay.
There's just no reason to. I ignore it. I'm sure there's been videos in the past 2-3 months about me and how negative. I'm sure, because I've been saying I need help with streaming and people cheering and whatever. People, I'm sure, calling me a beggar, and I'm sure people are making 2-hour-long fucking videos making fun of me and saying I've made terrible financial decisions. I don't give a fuck. The problem is, if you make a video like that, you're a petty person. Petty. Who literally has nothing positive to do with your own life, that you have to make a hours-long video negative about someone. There are people who follow me and micromanage everything that I fucking say to try to make me look bad. Those are ridiculously petty people with no lives of their own. So I know this. I don't have to address.
Look, again, honestly, if he uploaded a video where he didn't say any ridiculous shit, I would not make a video about it. So... Like, again, when this week in preview, if he just said, okay, guys, this is the games I'm going to be playing this week, go to my Patreon to support me later or whatever, I wouldn't upload that video. I would just be, okay, well, whatever. But when it's, like, fucking insane shit, yeah, I'm going to be doing a fucking video about it. Ask the King is always insane shit. It's always insane.
I don't have to call out every single one of them, right? The problem is with cyberbullying, especially let's say if it's happening and you're going to school, will it affect you? I don't know. Maybe ignoring cyberbullying just makes it go away. Maybe it doesn't. I really don't know. Especially the problem could be if you get a reputation in school for something that's completely false, right? It's not true at all.
Sip, chew the water.
Quite honestly, I don't think there's good answers to questions like this, because we're in a burgeoning era of the internet. We're in a new time where this is becoming a commonplace thing.
Block people!
And I think that what's going to end up happening is, just like everything else, the internet's a new thing. It's only been around for some, 20 years, where it's been a mainstay thing in culture for humans. I think as it evolves, eventually what's going to happen...
Are you being fucking racist against my rabbit? My rabbit can go on the internet too, Phil. Fucking asshole. He hates rabbits, guys. I'm offended.
Thing is, it's going to become governed. You're going to see the internet is going to become more policed, just like real life. And I hate to say that, because I know people love their free and open internet, but you can't have people doing the shit that they're doing right now on the internet, destroying people.
There is fucking rules on the internet, you dummy! People have gotten their accounts suspended on Twitter, their channels shut down on YouTube. Whatever. I've seen people go through this, because if you have my friends on Facebook, their Facebooks get shut down by Facebook because they're either breaking their terms of service or whatever. When you go on a fucking website, you sign terms of service. There are rules. There are rules. I'm sorry if I'm yelling. Again, it's the headset, but it's the headset, guys. No, but there are rules when you go on Twitter. You say some nonsensical shit, upload direct uncensored porn without masking it. You will get fucking banned. People have gotten their Twitter accounts suspended before. That has happened before. No one is completely free on fucking Twitter, because obviously Twitter you can fucking report people for bullying or assault or whatever. You can report them for that, and there you go. Jesus.
Lies, identity theft, identity fraud, mass slander, mass attacks on people, hurting businesses, hurting things like this, and being completely anonymous, because the internet is basically the wild fucking west. The internet's the wild west, guys. You got kids out there who are committing suicide because of cyberbullying, and people are like, well, it was cyberbullying, there's nothing we could do. It's like, are you fucking serious?
Oh my god.
No, shit has to change. Shit has to get better. You can't just let it be unbridled, unfucking attended, and ungoverned.
He wants Twitter to be more fucking Nazi. He wants more Nazis on Twitter. Like, more Nazi staff or whatever. Like, you know, he wants a harsher crackdown. No. We have rules and like, fucking reporting. We have... There's functions in Twitter to report people for fucking abuse. Like, even when you go to a Facebook group or whatever, people get banned for when they say offensive things. There are rules. There are rules. You're a fucking idiot, Phil.
Because this is what happens. You have people who will do nasty shit just because that's... When you're so miserable in your own life and you feel like you have no personal worth, you then try to find a way to get self-validation. And for some people, the only way to get self-validation, it can't be through positive means because they've got nothing positive going on in their lives for whatever reason. Some of them it's their own fault. Some of them it's not. Some people are just pigeonholed into bad situations in life. They seek self-validation by bringing down others. So I can't get anything positive in my life. I have no money. I have no girlfriend or boyfriend. I have no good job. I have no, school sucks. My life sucks. My own personal situation. Let me try to drag down someone else who's doing better than me. And that's how I'll get my personal validation, right?
Well, I don't think you're doing better than me, Phil. I think we're almost on the same level of whatever. But I don't think you're better than me. I don't think I'm better than you. But yeah, some cases, some bullies operate that way. Some people do feel that way. But the people who make I'm sure there might be people in the detractor community that feels this way, but I wouldn't say everyone who's a detractor feels this way. I don't think everyone who doesn't like Phil are bullies. I don't think that's necessarily the case. I mean, again, I would not want to harm to this guy, and if he's on YouTube for forever, that's fine too. I don't care about that. I just care when he says dumb shit.
And that's what they're doing, and that's a scary fucking thing, because that means that there's no limits on what they'll do. If they're willing to only get personal validation by hurting others, there's no limits. And that's what I mean. The internet right now, to not have any kind of governance on this kind of shit.
There is.
Insane. For Twitter and Facebook and all these places to say, well, we're self-governing things, so there's nothing we can do about it unless someone reports it and there's repeated infractions. There's nothing. No. You can't just set up a business where people can use it for nasty, malicious reasons. You can't do that.
You can't do that, but like I like how he said, there's reasons, ways to report them. It's up to you, but like we're not gonna do that yet because they don't want to ban people, who like if I say one negative thing on Twitter, if we have the Twitter that Phil wants, I could lose my account for saying like, oh, I think Donald Trump is a terrible person. Okay, whatever, I say that. And then Twitter's like, that's a mean thing to say. You're bringing him down to your level, Theo. We're banning your fucking account. That's fucking insane. It's like, whoa, guys, fucking calm down.
It's fucking immoral. But these businesses set themselves up before thinking ahead of time and morality-wise how badly these things could be spun to hurt people, and that's fucked up. It really is. YouTube, any social media today really is immoral because they have no real protections against people.
Yeah, you can't report them, you can't block them. Like, there was a guy on Facebook that I was in a comment chain with, in a group, and he kept going after me for no reason. I made a joke about one of the comments he said. It was like some Metal Gear related thing. I was like, oh, yeah, this and that. Something like that was like clearly a joke. And I kept telling him I was just joking. I'm sorry if I offended you. I tried to apologize and all that. He kept drilling on me. He took a picture of me and then did some offensive shit. After that point, I was like, okay, blocked. And then that guy I think was probably kicked from the group as well. But I blocked him because I don't have to fucking deal with that shit. Like, crying about it like constantly it just gives the bully more power in a way. Like you making a lot of like vlogs. Drama vlogs and all that probably give these people like the idea, oh, I should keep fucking trolling his ass because he's gonna make a video and he's gonna name drop me for free.
Who are bullying, who are saying nasty shit, who are attacking each other. I don't know if it's gonna end up being we the people
We the
who
people.
change it, rather than someone finally suing the fuck out of these social media companies and saying,
yeah, okay,
you just can't let anyone post whatever the fuck they want on your business anymore because it's hurting people. People are killing themselves. People are getting killed. Businesses are crashing and everything because your social media is fucked up and you're taking no responsibility for what's on your own site and your own business. As for personal advice, listen, it doesn't matter what the fuck anyone says about you as long as inside of yourself you feel morality-wise that you're doing the right thing. All right?
what?
That's all that matters. As long as what you're doing isn't totally hurting people around you.
Okay, you know what? Dragon Killer said this. Well, Hitler thought that he was doing the right thing. Yeah, that's a good point. But he did say, as long as you're not hurting people around you, Dragon, come on. He literally said, did he watch the video? Stop twisting his words, dude. But yeah, that's the thing, though. Like, a lot of bullies don't see their victim as, like, equals or anything. So this argument is kind of weak. Because, like, he's like, oh, as long as you don't hurt other people. A lot of bullies don't see their victim like that. They're like, hey, I don't know what's gonna care. He's a piece of shit anyway. I'm gonna keep bullying him. Fuck it. You know, like that's how, you know, fucked up that is. But let's continue.
And you feel inside with your own conscience that what you're doing is right. It doesn't matter what anyone else says, right? All the nasty shit that's been said about me, what do I really do? Every day, I turn on my computer, I turn on my game console, I play a game, and I interact with people, and I have fun, and I share that.
After you beg and slam people who say things like, you know, few chatters in your chat, you fucking got insanely salty, but okay.
Fun with the world. That's all I really do. That's my job.
But don't fuck with Nightbot.
For people to have spun that into so many nasty, negative things over the years is preposterous. It's insane.
Preposterous.
I'm just a gamer.
I didn't
actually physically ever hurt anyone. Yet these people act like I'm the devil and I should be destroyed and I shouldn't be able to make a living doing this. It's insanity in reality.
I think you can make this into a living. I just don't think people are getting their money's worth.
When you think about it, and for people to do that kind of shit, obviously, like I said, it's something within them is the reason why they're doing it. They don't have any worth to their own lives. They feel like they have no self-validation, so they have to bring down others. And it's the same thing with cyberbullying and all of that, all the thing that's going on right now today. That's what you have to realize. If someone is attacking you and trying to bring you down, it's probably because there's a fault within their lives or their own existence, right? And honestly, I pity people who do that. I pity them because that means that their life sucks.
Yeah, sure. Sure you pity them. Sure you did.
Sure, but I can't make their life any better, right? So I just keep
this
doing
fucking guy has delivered a lot of threats to his detractors. Like, oh, you know, they bully me because there's no repercussions. There's no way, but oh man, if I fucking see them, I'm gonna fucking beat them up. Come see me. You know, not Jackie Chan. Oh, be awesome one. I know where you are. I know where you live. I have your address. You fucked up. You know, what if I come there, dude? Like, yeah, okay.
And I plug ahead and I try to be as positive as I can. And I realize I can't change social media overnight. I can't make people not do it. All I can do is if there is a mass piece of slander about me is try to clear it up so that people understand the real story behind it and not that it's something that becomes common fact about me because some idiot made up a story and it went viral on the internet because people are little immature shits who like to fucking talk about drama and kitty gossip shit rather than actually look for the answers that are right in front of your face.
While he wanted to go on Drama Alert, by the way, guys.
It's just I'll give you a perfect example about this. I just got engaged to my longtime girlfriend, Diana, right? 5 years we've been dating, I finally got engaged. I made a video the day I announced the engagement. Actually, I take it back. It was the day after. Explaining the situation, that the ring I bought her is not a diamond ring. It was an inexpensive ring because we knew we couldn't afford one. That we're not doing a wedding anytime soon because we know we can't afford it. And financially, I'm not in a good position right now. All this was public knowledge. I literally upfront explained it. But yet, I was still getting messages on social media. You lied to your fans. You're taking money to buy a diamond ring for your girlfriend. And you're going to go on an expensive wedding and a honeymoon. You're stealing money from the viewers. I literally, the day of, explained all this publicly, but these people are so fucking stupid.
But the thing is that how do they know you're telling the truth, though? How, like, obviously, because, like, think about it. You're telling people that, oh, I can't afford things, I can't afford things, then you buy them a ring, and you're just trying to tell them, look guys, the ring is cheap, it's a cheap ring, and, you know, I can't afford it, we're not doing a wedding, guys. Like, it's just, I don't know, it's kind of weird, but those people probably don't watch the Weekend Preview, because the Weekend Preview is not a very popular video series he has. I'll put it that way.
They literally ignore the fact in front of their fucking face to make a slanderous story because that's how dumb and immature they are. Just like fucking flat earthers, right? There's still people on this planet who think the planet is flat. We have all this scientific evidence. It's literally in front of you. Fly on a fucking plane, you'll see that the earth is curved when you're high enough up, but they don't want to believe it. It's a flat earth. It's like, you can't help stupid. You can't. So when you see these bullies doing stupid shit, that's stupidity. That's pity them.
Someone,
and, you know,
someone told me to do a flat Earth video. I'm not gonna do that.
Answer, but that's the way I see it. You have to push ahead and just be positive for yourself and realize people who are doing this negative shit, there's something wrong with them or their life that they have to bring you down. Yeah, if it's gonna totally hurt your image or your business or whatever, eventually you have to address it. But for me, at this point, I mean, I've had so much shit said about me. I don't give a fuck. There's idiots out there making
He doesn't give a fuck, but look at how like passionate he is about it. When he's talking about the idiots, look how passionate he is. I don't give a fuck, but let me just fucking tell you in vivid detail about these fucking idiots.
Our videos, people who haven't been pertinent for fucking years and no one even cares who the fuck they are. Oh shit, DSP's in financial trouble? Let me make a 2-hour fucking video talking shit about him and completely making stuff up so I can have some kind of pertinence again. That's what
And yet they pull in better views than you, Phil. He's talking about the SOK, by the way, but they somehow pulled in more viewers than he does. But they're the ones not pertinent anymore. Okay.
Fuck those idiots. They're so dumb.
Fred, if you're watching my video, you're a fucking has-been. Okay. I mean, come on. I expect a video from you, Fred Fox, to say, look, ladies and gentlemen, we're outdated. The SOK is disbanded. We're outdated relics of the past. We gotta make way for the future. DSP is the future. DSP is for here and now, forever. This guy.
Literally, how can you be that the only worth you have is to try to tear someone else down so you can be pertinent again? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, Fred. Stop pulling him down. Look at him, Fred. Look at his like lack of a chin, his little like dewlap here, you know, his doughy face. Look at him. You're pulling him down, dude. Come on.
Stupid. I come on stream every day and I got hundreds of people who are interacting with me. I got thousands of people who watch my videos on YouTube and love what I do. That's all I care about.
Wait. Did you say thousands?
Get the fuck out of here. And that's what I mean. It's so stupid. I come on stream every day and I got hundreds of people who are interacting with me.
Yeah, only hundreds. Only hundreds.
Thousands of people who watch my videos on YouTube and
thousands of people on you. Okay.
That's all I care about. And that's what should be the focus.
That's all he cares about is the views. That's all he cares about, guys. Just remember, that's all he cares about.
Focus on the positives in your own life rather than what the negative shit that idiots are saying about you. Because the bottom line is, if you focus on yourself and your own positivity, that shit doesn't matter anymore.
That shit doesn't matter.
Okay.
But he just went on a fucking rant about it not too long ago. But you know he doesn't care. Okay.
All right, we got one more question from a patron. Then we're gonna move on to the forum questions. So, this question is from El Trumpo, and he actually has a two-part question. All right, the first question he has is: have you ever invested?
Okay, since it's two-part, I'll read it. I'll read it myself. Okay, guys. Have I ever considered investing? Investing in what? In stocks? Well, I'll look at stocks that are good, and then I invest in that. Sure, but I mean.
In exchange-traded funds or mutual funds or individual stocks? If not, would you consider that as a long, short-term investment to find more sources of income? I say this as I've known you, you're in financial trouble, and it hurts to hear this, but not everyone is going to be able to support you on a monthly basis. I disagree. There's many people out there who do Twitch, and they make a good living doing it. And I think with the fan base I have,
hold on, that I see, wait a second.
I've known you, you're in financial trouble, and it hurts to hear this, but not everyone is going to be able to support you on a monthly basis.
He just said it in this video, Phil, earlier in this video, said, oh, I understand that not everyone can go to Twitch and to donate or whatever every day or whatever. This guy kind of parrots that and says, like, oh, yeah, you know, not everyone's going to be able to support it on a monthly basis. And that's true. That's why he has good months with Twitch. and some bad months with Twitch. Like, he not too long ago complained about how he had a slow day on Twitch. So obviously that kind of proves the guy's point that some days are up, some days are down.
I disagree. There's many people out there who do Twitch and they make a good living doing it.
A good
and
living.
I think with the fan base I have and with the growth that I've seen in my Twitch presence just in a month and a half, I could make it work as long as we keep this going, which is why I'm happy with what's going on right now. But anyway, from his take, he doesn't think it's going to work out. So he says, yeah, would I consider ever doing stock investments, mutual funds, or traded funds? And here's, I got to be honest here. Horrible suggestion. All right? That's gambling. That is literally gambling with your money, okay? And what I mean by that is, stock market is for people who have a lot of extra money, and they don't care if that extra money gets blown, all right? If it goes away completely, all right? And then they toss some money into the stock market or a mutual fund, or they invest in these funds to try to get some kind of a long-term investment and or a long-term payback for what they've thrown into it. I'll give you an example here. I worked for a company for 4.5 years. I had a retirement fund, which really wasn't like a real retirement fund. What it was one of these funds where they take your money and they invest it into this fund. The first 2 years I worked there, the fund went like this. The second 2 years I worked there, the fund went like this. And then when I finally got laid off from that job, I was told, oh, we'll keep investing. Oh, by the way, your fucking funds are down again. I was like, fuck this. Just give me the money. And I did. I took that money.
Give me the money.
And eventually I used that money to.
But I thought it was YouTube money. I thought you got that money for YouTube. But
pay off some of my debt. And you know, that was some of the money that I had for savings for a while until I moved out here. Now I have.
Oh, I thought it was YouTube.
It's insane. The way that the market goes like this is uncontrollable.
So again, it goes back to what I said in videos ago. You would think after, being that losing that savings, he would sit there like, I should save again. I should save the money I invest. No, didn't learn anything.
It's unpredictable. I mean, I went to school for finance. I know how the fucking markets work. It's a crapshoot. I mean, yeah, you can use formulas and you can use predictable models to try to figure out what safe investments are, and even then shit goes wrong. That is for people who have tons of money. For me, if I took money right now, let's say every month I saved a couple $100, all right? Which I can't do right now, by the way. I don't have any excess money. It's literally all the money I make goes right to the bills. That's not even exaggerating. That's what's happening with me right now. But let's say, for example, I had some excess cash.
I'm sorry. We're skipping this. I can't take it. I can't take it, guys.
Second question from El.
So this question is suggestions. Oh my gosh, suggestions for throwback playthroughs in the future. For him, I would think he should do Skullgirls. He should return to Skullgirls like an encore, guys. I think that's a good idea.
I got a few retro replay suggestions I'd like to toss by you. Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, Ratchet and Clank: A Crack in Time, and I Am Alive. All right.
I Am Alive. That
Sonic
game.
Adventure 1 and 2. I would love to do playthroughs of those games. Sonic Adventure 1, I played when it was new on the Dreamcast. Actually, the Japanese version of it, and I loved that game absolutely. I thought it was a great game. Of course, I've heard, I think about it now. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that game did not age well, but for the time, it was a groundbreaking game. It was the first 3D Sonic game, and it was great for what it was. 2, I heard improved. I never played 2. I actually had a version of it that was burned because I just wanted to see what it was before I bought it. And I played it for about an hour, and the whole game was glitched and crashed on me, and I could never play it again. And then I ended up never buying it. But anyway, I never really played Sonic Adventure 2, but I heard there were tons of improvements, like story improvements and everything that made the game way better, that ended up leading into ideas that became part of Sonic 06, which I played last year. Those probably would be pretty good playthroughs, honestly. Now, I think both those games have been redone in like better graphics for modern consoles, so that could be a possibility for a retro replay. I say thumbs up for that as a suggestion. Ratchet and Clank: A Crack in Time. I don't think anyone cares about Ratchet and Clank. I'm gonna be honest with everyone here. That series, yeah. For some people, there's a nostalgic feeling. For most people, they don't care about it anymore. It's dead. Even last year, they tried to release the game, right? And the game was a tie-in with the movie. Didn't really catch on. It didn't really get a lot of traction. No.
Probably because he didn't get the views.
Really cared about it. I played it, and
no one cared.
Honestly, it was more of a rehash of the original game than anything.
But Yooka-Laylee is a really good game because it's a throwback to the 90s. It's a throwback to Banjo-Kazooie, but Ratchet and Clank is just a throwback. No one really cares.
And I think, honestly, that series did. The movie did terribly. The movie tanked. No one went to see the movie. So...
Yeah, because it's a video game movie.
I don't know, man. Like, I really, honestly, I have no desire to play Ratchet and Clank, being real with you. I really don't. And I don't know if my viewership has any desire to ever see me play Ratchet and Clank. I mean, maybe that could be a suggestion for something like a Patron's Choice playthrough, where I know there's not a lot of demand for it, but because the patrons want it, I'll do it. But that is probably not one that I would consider as a game.
Oh, gotta get paid. Gotta get paid for it.
I Am Alive. This was a game that came out around 2011, I believe, if I remember correctly. Wasn't this the game where it was supposed to be like the apocalypse and most people were dead, but you're doing like survival and people are after you and there's platforming and stuff in it?
I got stuck in that game.
And then the week that it was being released, I guess some early reviews came out and everyone said it was absolutely god-awful bad. And it just so happens I remember when it was coming out also I was busy with some other stuff and I said maybe I should just focus on that.
I don't think it was bad. I don't know. I played it and I enjoyed it, but I got stuck, so I kind of stopped playing because I got frustrated because I think the checkpoints in that game, if I remember correctly, were the most unforgiving checkpoints I've played. I don't know, I might go back, I honestly might go back to play that game, but if it's what I think it is, I don't think it's that great. But I got stuck in it.
I did. And honestly, I never really got too much major demand to ever play that game. It's one that I just kind of skipped. Again, this is one where if people actually had major demand and wanted to see me play it, maybe I would consider it, but it's certainly not one on my radar. Out of all your suggestions, definitely Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 are ones that I would definitely consider doing. I would say the other ones, not so much. Okay?
But I thought whatever.
Alright, I guess this is a good point to split the show.
Alright, that's it for part 1, guys. See ya for part 2.